I wanted to say is I'm still not sold that this game comes out this year. I know that sounds crazy, but
you know what? Neither am I.
Time will tell, obviously.
Neither am I. I low-key kind of hope it doesn't.
Out this year.
I hope it doesn't. I'm hoping it doesn't because I think there's just so much stuff coming out this year that this like really would take up all the backlog space and I wouldn't get to anything else. But yeah, I don't know. Tell me about it though. What are you most excited about for it? Like, what's the reason?
I think it's a cultural thing. I think by this point, because it's been so long since the last game to this one, it's been what, 14, 15 years, Ryan?
12.
12 years?
12 years. Because it came out in 2013.
Right. So it's been out 12 years. So think about it. There's people now that are like 30, 20 years old. They were like, 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. Some of these little bastards are playing this game. So to see it now come out, it's been a whole cultural shift since then. And I'm curious to see how they handle everything because those games have a certain tone to them. They have a certain style to them. And if you don't keep that same tone and style, you're going to be criticized. But it remains to be seen. I think they'll know a lot of the elements. I mean, the online stuff alone is just going to be its own world, right? But in terms of a cultural thing, I think it's got to be the biggest video game anticipation of all time, right? At least in our lifetimes, maybe.
You know what I've realized about myself recently? There is nothing that gets me more excited than a Grand Theft Auto game.
Right.
Like no matter what, like we could talk about Zelda, we could talk about Final Fantasy, whatever.
Right, because you can kind of guess what it might be, and
like and even then, it's like when Zelda came out, the last one that came out, like sure I was excited for it, but I wasn't like fucking chomping at the bit for it because it's like I play Zelda every year in some form or fashion. But like GTA is like it's like this generational thing because it takes so long to come out, and it's like it really does the job. Like the hype is unreal. It makes me play GTA Online when I think I'm done with it. So
right. You keep going back. You can't get enough of it.
I can't get enough. So it's like, yeah, I've realized that like no matter what, maybe the Switch 2 is the only thing I can say that is above that in terms of hype. But like even then, I think GTA is still the number one hype thing for me. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It's a juggernaut,
Gives you just sense of feeling as well, like what's next, you know what I mean? And when you dive into it, you're just gonna be wowed, right? Like whether it's like a new map, new cars, new features, new missions, like characters, whatever. Like you know that you can just go in the free world and just fuck shit up, and it's just one of those ones you can just get lost in very easily, right? And fall in love with like a lot of these characters, and it's always been that way since, like, I'm not going to say since the first GTA, or like the bird's eye view on that, but since GTA 3 came out. Mm. You know what I mean? It just it changed everything. Like, what music as well, right?
Yeah, music I'm really excited about.
Fuck yeah.
Like, what are they going to pick, dude?
They always pick, they always deliver bangers every fucking time.
And, like, right? GTA, you guys didn't really play GTA Online, but GTA Online has hundreds of songs. Like, they've added hundreds of songs, and it's like, yo, what kind of, like, how are they not going to do repeats for GTA 6? I feel like they have every song in the world in this game. So it's like, what are they going to put there? Like, it has to be different, obviously, but yeah, it's insane, man.
It's dope, man. That's cool.
Chris, like, what's your one hope for it? Like, what is it, the one thing you're kind of hoping it does?
I hope it does enough that the main consensus isn't more of the same, but better, but more. Like more, like really, really good, but just more of it. You know what I mean?
More of it, yeah. That's
kind of like the FC games.
Yeah.
It's an FC game. How was it? I'm playing FC 24 right now, right? It's fine. It's exactly as I remember playing FIFA 22, which is exactly as I remember playing FIFA 20. I tend to get these games every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like I'll skip a couple seasons, right? But yeah, it's more of the same. So,
Darren, what's your one hope?
I think the one hope is I hope it continues to keep me engaged.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Just to keep me engaged because like it has that potential to be like kind of samey, right? Like similar missions all the way through this, that, and the other. As Chris was saying, right? But yeah, that's one thing for me. I just hope it keeps me engaged, and there's a lot of new features and a lot of cool shit that I can just go, okay, I can rinse and repeat this all fucking day long.
I think mine is just I hope it delivers on not so much the story, but like GTA 5 was so like like it made a parody out of absolutely anything. And when you look at the GTA games as they've come out, none of them have like there's essences of that in them, but like none of them have taken it to that extreme. Like GTA 5 was a crazy game in terms of its content. Like the one where like you're Franklin and you're sneaking to the backyard of these celebrities and they're like fucking on the picnic table. It's like that shit's crazy. But then like the game before it, GTA 4, was so dark and personal and like this revenge story that was told so well that I always wish.
Yeah, like a guy coming from nothing to something, and
coming to America for revenge because he was done wrong in the war back home and all that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I want that again, but what I'm saying is I don't want it to be like GTA 5. I want it to be its own thing. I hope the story really delivers its own kind of style and tone, and give me something different. Don't make everyone,
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
If you guys like this video, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and consider subscribing. Go even further and subscribe to Podcast Fresh wherever you listen to your podcasts for new episodes every week.